Let me introduce myself first of all. My name is Carolyn. I'm a health and wellness coach. I'm a sports remedial therapist. I am a life coach. I am a tutor. I'm having to think of all these things. I also work for a women's health company, a global women's health company. And I am in the process of qualifying as a menopause specialist coach. So, and where did that all start? It all started with me as a nurse way back in 1979. So I'm sat here talking to you at the age of 63. And the reason I wanted to become a menopause coach is because for many years, the clients that I've had have been mainly women over 35, I would say. Yeah. So as time's gone on, and when you get to the root of a lot of the problems that people come to me with, especially in women, it's either that they are premenopausal, they're in the throes of menopausal, or they're even postmenopausal, because even when you're postmenopausal, you still get some very heavy symptoms, or you can get some very light symptoms, or somewhere in the middle. I'm now postmenopausal, and for me, life is good. Life is good, but I do tend to take care of me, and I think this is where, with a lot of women, and I feel I've got the experience to say that now, with a lot of women, that women tend to forget about themselves. You put yourselves, ladies, way at the bottom of the ladder of priorities. And it's time now, with the second chapter, to bring yourself to the top of that priority list, because you are your number one priority. And whether I'm doing health and wellness, whether I'm doing teaching, whether I'm doing sports therapy, whatever I'm doing, one of the key points that I always say is you are always a priority. And it's something that I think everybody needs to just get a big pen and scroll it across somewhere and say to themselves, yes, I am my number one priority. Because if you can't give 100% to yourself, then you can't give 100% to anybody or anything else. So I truly believe that, and I can only speak for myself, that going through menopause, because we put ourselves at the bottom and we forget about ourselves, our symptoms can seem so much worse. And so when you start to focus on yourself and you start to recognize the triggers, you start to recognize the mood changes, you start to recognize that you're not drinking enough of this water. You start to recognize that your diet is all wrong. When you start to recognize these things, you start to make a change. And a change is not always easy. This is why the second chapter, this community that I've set up, is hopefully going to bring all us women together to support one another. So when you are having a bad day, when you are having a moment where you just think, I can't do this anymore, this is a struggle, then you come into this group, you come into this community, and we support and pull each other through the struggles that we are having. So if you are struggling with hot flushes, if you are struggling with weight gain, if you are struggling with not being able to sleep, if you are struggling with mood swings, even if your relationship seems to be topsy-turvy, and that's not just with your partner, that's also with your family, with your children, with your work colleagues. If all of that seems topsy-turvy, then come in here, pop a question in the group chat, and let's deal with it together. That is the beauty of this community. Okay, that we will all deal with it together. And if there's something specific that you want addressing, then we can arrange a Zoom session and we can talk it through. Because sometimes it's just talking that you need. Sometimes you need a good listening ear. And hey guys, I know that when you are going through the menopause, and you're especially when you're in the throes of it, and you're within the family setting, and you're having one of your moments, and your husband or your kids go, oh God, stay away, you know, mum's in a bad mood, or I'm going out. Nobody wants to listen. They just want to avoid. They just want to avoid you, and they'll go in their own directions and just leave you. And just leave you standing for you to deal with the issues that you're going through at that time. And if you're anything like me, I would sit and cry. I would take myself to the bedroom and just sit and cry. And a lot of the time I would be thinking, nobody cares about me. I never once thought nobody understood. I always thought nobody cares about me. Nobody cares what I'm going through. But whenever they need somebody, I'm always there. Do you resonate with that? You're always there for somebody else, but when you need somebody to lean on, there's nobody there. We're here. We're here for you, ladies. Okay? That's why I have created this community. Now, I've had this community for a while. I did let it lapse for a little while because I had got so many things going on. I think I got 3 weddings last year. I've got one of them being my own wedding. I'm in the midst of immigration because I'm moving to the US. Work and everything else just got the better of me, that something had to give. And so I closed down this community for, I think it's been a good year. So I'm here ready to start again because life is beautiful right now. I'm now married again. I'm now married. But you know, can I just say, now that I'm postmenopausal, I can look back on things and go, yeah, I was menopausal back then when I was crying and shouting and fighting and ranting and raving and cursing and all the things. And believe it or not, ladies, I'm the calmest person going. But when I was going through my menopause state, I was somebody else. I really was somebody else. And somebody that I don't even recognize. And I have to say to you, something my son actually said to me. I was in Phoenix last year. I think it was last year, year before. Anyway, within the last 12 months to 24 months, I was in Phoenix, and it was around about Christmas time. And my son had come over and he'd caught COVID. And we were sat, him and my now husband had caught COVID. So I'm in the house with 2 guys that are going, oh, my back, oh, my head, oh, I don't feel well, oh, I don't want to eat, oh, I just want to sleep. You know, it's like, ladies, you know, I was having to live in a house with 2 grown men moaning and groaning about how they felt. As women, we just get on with it, don't we? And when we are ill, nobody wants to listen. So I sat there listening to this, and I got a little bit, I'm fed up of this, I just need some time out. So I went and sat outside, because in Phoenix the weather is absolutely glorious. So I went and sat outside, and my son came to join me one day. And he sat next to me and he said, do you know, Mum, it's been great spending 2 weeks with you. I went, oh, that's nice, thank you. He says, no, he says, I've learned so much about you. I went, really? He says, yeah. He says, I always saw you as an angry person. He says, but I've realised that you're a very calm, focused person. He says, and you're quiet as well. He says, you're not the person that I've grown up with. And I said, yeah, I am a very calm, focused, positive person. I don't do negativity at all. And he said, I never saw that until now. My son growing up caught me, I didn't have my son till I was 30. So by the time he was probably 10, 15, I was in the throes of menopause. So he saw a side of me I don't really want anybody to ever see. So ladies, I get you. I actually get you. I understand. Every situation is different. So I understand that what you're going through, you feel all alone sometimes. You feel that no one wants to listen. You feel out of control. You don't know where to turn. The doctor's not giving you that quick fix that we all want when we're feeling low, when we're feeling out of control. So I get that. I get that. So this is why this community is here. So I want you to engage with each other. I want you to drop in your questions. Once this group builds, I will do more and more events on here. We'll do all sorts, but this group, this community will grow with you, with your input, with your questions, with your queries, with your tips, with your hacks for other women that are going through the exact same thing as you. Okay, so if something works for you, pop it in a post. Let somebody else try it. It may not work for them. And I'll give you a quick one, and I am going to pop this in the community. I actually do drink turmeric and ginger tea. Doesn't work for everybody. And if you're on medication, you have to be careful. So I would go and research it. You know, the benefits or the pros and the cons of turmeric tea. Rather than buying capsules from the health store, just make your own. I'll tell you what is nice though. It's nice when you've done it, you've let it cool, you've popped it in the fridge. It's a lovely summer refreshing drink. Okay, I started off by having turmeric and ginger tea in the morning, and then one in the evening before I went to bed. I did give this to somebody else to try, and it didn't work for them. So if it doesn't work for you, then that's fine. We'll find something else that may work for you. But for me, it works. And I sleep. So any of you ladies that are having problems with insomnia or sleeping, waking up in the middle of the night, because I used to wake up sometimes twice, 3 times for a week. Okay. And there's nothing worse. You then get up, you just broken sleep is horrible. Since having turmeric and ginger tea, and I do put a touch of black pepper in it as well. So since having turmeric and ginger tea, I sleep solidly for a good 7-8 hours. I don't wake up for a week. I fall asleep and I have the deepest, most refreshing sleep that I've ever had. Now, the other benefits of it that they say helps to lose weight and it's good for your skin and all these things, I'm not sure of. And I'm being perfectly honest with you. So I've been drinking turmeric and ginger tea now for 2.5 months, maybe coming up for 3. I'm not quite sure. Am I noticing a difference? Yes, I am starting to notice a difference. Does it work solely on its own? No, nothing works solely on its own. So wherever you are, if somebody's saying, go and exercise, it's good for it's good for the menopause. Go and eat healthily, it's good for the menopause, it's great for weight loss. Listen to relaxing music, it'll help you go to sleep. Go and have a shower or a nice leisurely bath before you go to bed, it'll help you sleep. You know, all of it. Drink more water. This is key. First of all, let me just tell you, the body is made up of 75% water, so drinking water is a big one. Only thing is, if you are drinking water, drink it throughout the day, but stop round about 6 o'clock in the evening. So if you're going to bed round about 10 o'clock, stop drinking water around about 6 o'clock, otherwise you'll be up all night tiddling. So yeah, drinking water is great, but we don't want to be up all night going to the bathroom, do we? So you do have to stop after a while. And I know that people do say, I know I've gone off on a tangent here. I know that people do say, oh, when I drink a lot of water, I'm always running to the toilet throughout the day. Yes, you are, to start with, because your bladder is like a sponge. And when you put a sponge under a tap, what happens? The water just runs off it. Okay, after a while, it starts to absorb it and hold the water. Your bladder's the same. So in the beginning, yes, you'll be running to the toilet every 5 minutes, and you'll be going, oh, I'm fed up with this. Stick at it. Anything you do, stick at it. It does get better. You'll also find that, because we're all using these magic potions on our skin and stuff, you will also find that water will help to plump out the skin, because they say the body is made up of 75% water, and will plump up the skin and get rid of all those little fine lines that you are seeing. Okay, so get the creams. Well, no, don't forget the creams. We need to moisturize, but you know, put this at the top of your list. So going back to where I was, so you know, all of these excuse me, all of these things work together. They all work together. Not one thing works on its own. The other key to all of this is consistency. And this is where people go, yeah, I've not got any of that. I can't be consistent. The reason you can't be consistent is because you haven't got a good support network. This is why the community is here. Okay, having a good support network is key. So family, friends, the second chapter community, this is what you need, because when you do slip, we're here to encourage you to keep pushing forward. Anything that you try, you're not going to get an overnight success. Things take time. And I know that you say, I haven't got time. I haven't got time. I want it now. Unfortunately, things don't happen overnight. They don't happen at a click of a finger. They really don't. So what you need to do is make a plan. And we're going to talk about all of that. And if you are interested in one-to-one coaching, I am taking throughout June and July at a discounted price. I am taking on individual ladies for menopause coaching. So if that is something that you are interested in, then drop me a message in the chat or under this video. Just drop me a message, or you can privately chat me and just say, Carolyn, I'm interested. I will let you know more about it in June. So throughout June and July, I am going to be taking on one-to-one ladies for coaching. If you think, I don't want to do it on my own and I want to do it as a group, maybe you want to do it with a friend or a work group or something, I am more than happy to discuss that and put something in place. And again, I will do that at a discounted rate, only through June and July. This is really to get you started, to show you that coaching does help, and to also show you that working together, you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. Okay, so that's just a few things. The one thing I want you to remember, if you've forgotten anything that I've said, you can always rewind and listen again. If there's anything that I have said that if you've forgotten everything that I've said, then the one thing I want you to remember is that you are a number one priority. Anything that you do, put yourself first. No, 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 it's not selfish. It's far from selfish. Okay? Because you have to be 100% to give 100%. So whatever you do, whatever it is, you come first. Your health comes above and beyond anything else. That's your home life, that's your family life, that's your work life, that's your friendship groups. Okay? to be able to give to any of that, you have to be 100% yourself. You know what it's like when you're fatigued and you're tired? You're dragging your heels. You don't want to give or do anything. Whereas if you took that time out for yourself, then you'd feel so much better and be able to give so much more. Okay, so tell all your friends about this. Let's get more people in here. And the more people we get in, the more we will do, the more I can bring to this community, the more you can bring to this community, because it isn't just about me, but I get it. I set up the community. I am the menopausal health and wellness coach. So I will guide you, support you, talk you through things. I am only a text or a message away. That's all. That's all you need to do. Message me, text me, just pop a message in the group, in the community, and I will get back to you. So when we say the word menopause, what does that conjure up? Drop me a message. The word menopause, what does that conjure up inside you? What emotions, what thoughts, what actions? Tell me, what does it bring when I say the word menopause? Because that's the first thing you need to deal with. What does menopause mean to you? Not what does it mean to your friends? What does it mean to your next door neighbor? What does menopause mean to you? Because this is your journey. And like I've said before, everybody's journey is different. So what does menopause mean to you? Does it bring on thoughts of uncertainty? Does it bring on thoughts of confusion? Does it bring on fear? Fear of the unknown? There's so much more. What does the word menopause mean to you? Just let me know. We're always looking for that one solution, aren't we? That one magic pill, or that flick of a magic wand to make all of this go away. But it doesn't. And nobody escapes it. Nobody, no female escapes menopause. And they don't teach you this in school. They don't teach you what menopause is. They teach you about puberty, but they don't teach you the other end of it. And it comes and we just sit there and we go, whoa, what's happening? What is happening? Okay. And if you knew beforehand what was happening, maybe you'd be able to control. There's nothing worse, is there? Nothing worse. I had this happen to me, that I remember ranting and raving and shouting and screaming and crying and all of those things. And my husband at the time went to work and came back and apparently said to me, a woman at work says you might be menopausal. Well, I flew off the handle. I literally flew off the handle going, who is she to tell me I'm menopausal? Who is she? What does she know? I was so angry that some woman had told my husband that I was menopausal. But when I look back, she was right. She was right. There is a way to say and do things, isn't there, ladies? Come on, we know that. There is a way to say and do things. So I hope that I'm giving you sort of the starting point. That if you are not menopausal, or you're sort of, I'm not sure, just ask yourself, first of all, what does it mean to you? What conjures up inside of you when you think about the word menopause? Okay, a doctor once said to me, what age did your mum go through menopause? And I said, I don't know, because my mum passed away when I was 21, so she was only 52. So they said, because whatever age your mum went through menopause, you will probably go through round about the same time. Now, I don't know if that's fact. I don't know, because my mum passed away when she was 52, so I don't know. I'm only guessing that she was probably in the throes of it, but I don't know. Because I'd left home at 18 to start my nurse training, so never really saw what was going on at home. And then when I did come back, my mum was terminally ill. So I don't know, but that's what they said to me. Whatever age, look at your mum and your mum's mum and look at when they went through their menopause and look at the symptoms that they had, because you are most likely going to go through the same. So if your mum and your grandma had an easy run through menopause, fingers crossed, you're going to go through that nice, easy stage. As I say, I can only look at myself, and I have a daughter, and hopefully she looks at me and says, well, mum's menopause. Yeah, I had my crying and shouting and ranting and raving, but we talk about it now. She's 23. And I talk to her about it as how I was back then, so that when she comes to that time, she's got a better understanding. I also think that men need educating in menopause. I can hear you all going, here. Yes, I agree. Yes, I know. But because men don't know. And there's one thing that I've always said, men's life doesn't change. Men do go through some sort of menopause, life-changing, but men don't talk about it, do they? They just get on with it. Whereas women, we're quite verbal and quite, we let people know. And men don't know how to do it. They call us nagging hens, don't they? Or erring doors. Or something, she's on one, so I'm down at the pub, that sort of thing. They don't understand. They don't want to understand. And that's what makes it difficult. So men need educating. They really, really do. I'm very fortunate that I'm the other end of menopause now and remarried. But we talk about it. We talk about it, and my husband is very understanding of it all. But there again, his household before he met me was full of girls, so he's had to understand it. So I think, like I say, if you can have a partner or a husband that understands, it's great. And ladies, if you're in a same-sex marriage or a relationship, well done, you've got that sussed. You'll understand each other's. Okay, so some of the things, so how to master your menopause, like I said, it's not one thing, it's an accumulation of things and things that we do together. And we are going to talk about this more and more within this community. So some of the things that we need to look at and things that need to change. First of all, we need a vision. Okay, you can't do anything without a vision, and we'll talk more and more about that. A menopause vision, what do I mean by that? That is something for another session. So if you are interested in wanting to set your vision, know what a vision is, how to do it, etc., then make sure you get other people into this group so that we can work together on it. There are quite a few changes that you need to make. Okay, you need to understand, you need to have a goal. And you need to understand your values, also your standards and your values and your morals. All of that you need to understand before you do anything. Okay, what is important to you? Not anybody else. What is important to you? And also, nutrition needs to change. Exercise. I'm not calling it exercise. I'm going to call it mobility. We need to move more. We need to reduce our stress levels. We need to sleep better. We need to be able to find coping mechanisms to deal with and cope with the menopause as we go through it. Okay, so I'm going to be talking on here, going through with you guys how to prepare your vision, how to start eating healthier, which will then, you know, because eating can affect your hormones, your weight gain, all of those things. So we'll look at that, how to reduce your stress, how to get better sleep, and lots more. But we're going to do it in stages. So that's how you master your menopause. You master it by, first of all, focusing on yourself. And secondly, we need to have a vision and we need to make a plan. And this is a plan for you. It doesn't involve anybody else. This is a plan for you. Okay? So if that's what you want, if you are ready to make a change for you, then let's get started. Okay, let's get started and let's smash this menopause thing. Like I say, I'm at the other side of my menopause, and people say to me, Carolyn, how come you haven't got lines on your face? Carolyn, how come you've stayed so slim? Carolyn, how come you haven't got all of these aches and pains? Carolyn, why are you so focused and motivated, etc., etc., etc.? I will share all of that with you in the second chapter. Okay? And it's not about pills and potions and magic wands. It's not about that. It's about taking care of me. It's about putting me first. It's about what goes on in here, how I prepare for me. I'm going to teach you how to prepare for you. Ladies, I will catch you all here next time. Get your friends in, get your families in, get your work colleagues in. Let's build this community and let's smash menopause. Catch you all soon.